Hello, my name is Babak, and I will talk about handling long-term employment rejections. Have you noticed those professional job descriptions? They require a lot of skills, knowledge of different software, and you may have to have certificates, and in some countries you might need to have professional registration. And what happens, some people, well, they say, I have this limited skills or limited knowledge, I'll just keep applying. And they keep applying, and in months goes by and years goes by, and they just receive rejection letters and they get frustrated. Well, um, I'm going to provide a simple solution to this problem. Well, let's see. This problem, employment rejection, can be compensated by, well, cold contacts, as we all know, networking, and improving the skills. I mean, improving your knowledge of software, obtaining a required certificate, and if there's in some countries you have regulated industries, so you may need to have like professional registration. And well, basically you're supposed to meet the requirements for the job description, or at least a major portion of it, in order to improve your prospects for the job position. Now, how do you take care of this problem? So you need to have like a survival work or other type of funding to pay for the living expenses and the cost of acquiring the certificates, and the skills and the software, because some of the certificates, some of the skills and many software, they require payments. And aside from the survival work or other sorts of funding to pay for these expenses, you need to spend time on your free time to compensate for the professional job description deficiencies, and to network. So every time you have the survival work, and you improve one of your skills, then you may want to apply for those professional job positions, and you might want to network. And it's a continual process. As time goes on, you improve many skills, and maybe you'll improve your software, and or you might get a certificate. Any accomplishment, then you can actually reapply for those positions or similar professional positions and see what happens. Now, their problem is, for some people, all of these requirements that I mentioned about survival work, um, uh, and the time that you have to spend to compensate for the job description deficiencies, all of these require a drive and motivation. For some people, it's difficult to do this task because they say, "Why me? Why am I being punished? Why am I on a curse? How come other people are working? How come other people have employment? How come other people get to drive a car and have a house and other things? And why am I chosen for this rejection?" Well, it doesn't matter. I think actually that's a blessing. It's a blessing, and I'll show you how could that be a blessing. Well, first thing, we have to feel happy. This long-term employment rejection is a good thing. People who are hard, people are hard because they have sufficient skills for the job description, and that's great. And they're going to add value to the company and improve the profit margin of companies and firms. This is a good thing. Now, how do we resolve this problem? The lack of drive and motivation. Well, let's find out what actually makes people happy when they're employed in a professional setting. The main thing that makes people happy when they're employed in a professional setting is the fact that they can contribute and add value to businesses. That's what makes them happy. And the people who are have are receive professional job rejections, they're not happy because they can't. The main thing is they can't contribute or add value to businesses, and that's what makes them unhappy. Things like income or ability to purchase car and other things are of secondary importance. So now, how do we take care of this problem? Now we realize that the reason we don't, these people don't have the drive and motivation is because they can't contribute to this company. But how can they contribute when they can't? Well, it's a dilemma because they want to contribute, and they have to contribute to those companies in order to have the drive to do the survival work and pay the expenses for other things and acquiring skills and software, and they need motivation, and for this motivation they want to contribute to companies, but at the same time they are rejected by the companies. So how do we solve this problem? Well, the unemployed professionals, they can use their technical marketing and business skills and to indirectly have a role in improving the financial condition of companies that have rejected them. Now, this is a one-way love. So you're not hired by the organization that have rejected you. A lot of companies, 100, 200 companies have rejected you because of your limited skill set or whatever. And you will indirectly have a role in improving the financial condition of those companies by whatever skills that you have, your technical marketing business skills. And well, how? Well, you can use social media to display your contribution, or you can inform people who work in those companies that have rejected you about your ideas. Now, this is just amazing. So you're not employed by the company, but in the background, indirectly, you're contributing to those companies that have rejected you, and you feel great about it. And that will give you the drive to take care of your job skills deficiencies. Well, this is the process is called random induced transitional tunneling. This is an aspect of emotional intelligence where you extend the comfort zone by overcoming the barriers in your job descriptions and taking care of deficiency. But the way you do it in this random induced transitional tunneling method in emotional intelligence, you overdo things that make you happy. And when you overdo those things, what things make you happy? Well, the fact that you want to contribute in industries that you have worked before in your birth country or another place. So since there's like a social media platform to do that, or the fact that you can talk to people who work in those industries, you can overdo your contribution on those limited skill sets and really contribute as much as you can. And while doing that, you end up being engaged in random activities, subconscious activities, many things, because you're happy. You're happy that you're able to contribute to the companies that have rejected you. I know it's a one-way love, but you're happy. You're contributing indirectly in the background. And while doing that, you end up doing some random things, and 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 those random actions actually give you the motivation to overcome the potential barrier, or maybe those random actions would be the actual applying for the survival work or other things that are needed to be able to get into those companies. So um, um, uh, you do what you like, you overdo it, and you end up um, you have the motivation to perform survival work and resolve all of your professional job description deficiency. And I tell you, and doing general work, you have to be nice to customers. It's not their fault that we're not hired by the company that we like to work in. So it's important in general work to be nice to customers, and they feel good, and we feel good about ourselves too. And it's interesting, while you're involved in survival or general work, it's interesting that you end up having many ideas in technical, marketing, or business. You might have ideas while you're mopping the floor or cleaning the surfaces. You might have ideas in, let's say, hybrid financing, or derivatives to manage risk. And you never know, while you're carrying boxes, you might find customers that they have to resolve a problem at work, and you have a solution to, like, leveraging diversified portfolios, and you can give your ideas to those people, and it makes you feel great. And I know it takes it might take time. It might take time to obtain the desired line of work, but you're okay with the waiting process, and you feel great about yourself, because at least you know that you're contributing to the companies that are rejecting you. I don't care, if the whole everybody in the town is working in those companies and you're the only one left. It doesn't matter. It feels good. You're contributing to those companies, even though they're rejecting you. It's okay. It's a one-way love, and it doesn't matter. And one day you will be able to work in that professional setting, but until that happens, you're happy because you're contributing, and you're adding value to those companies that have rejected you, and you're concerned about you're even concerned about the people who work on those companies that reject you. You want to make sure that the people who are employed have sustained employment, and so you do your best in finding ways to help those companies in technical marketing, business related things that you're good in. And by doing things that you like, you also end up being engaged. You have the drive now to engage in survival work, and you can handle the survival work. You can then you would go and take care of the cost of acquiring the certificates and improve your skills, all those deficiencies, the software and everything. And you can spend your free time to do networking, or applying more to businesses, and telling businesses that you have learned new skills, and you're happy. And because it doesn't matter if you get rejected, at least you know that you have contributed to those companies. It's a great feeling. I tell you, it's a blessing. Sometimes it's a blessing to be rejected. And I don't care if you lose friends, but it's a good feeling. And hopefully one day you'll be employed by that professionals in that professional setting. You know what? I think I'm going to try this method myself. Well, thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it.